Okay, so you guys are probably wondering how you program your subconscious mind to find these opportunities in life and to find happiness and to manifest the life that you desire. You do this through affirmations, through scripting, through vision boards. Okay, you want to set up subliminals for yourself to pass things from your conscious mind to your subconscious mind. Another great thing that you can do is start a gratitude journal. Start gratitude journaling every day. That's going to put you at the frequency of gratitude, which at the end of the day, that's the feeling that you desire in the first place. When you're looking for a girlfriend or a boyfriend, when you want your dream car, your dream house, whatever you may want, at the end of the day, you're looking for that feeling of gratitude. So allow yourself to feel that gratitude along the way, and that will make things a lot easier for you. That will make the journey that much more enjoyable for you. If you don't feel gratitude now, then even when you get that thing that you want, you still won't feel grateful because you have a lack mindset.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? I'm Ced Hawkins, and welcome to the CedTalks Podcast. My guest today is one of my brothers and somebody I look up to the most. Without a doubt, he is one of the hardest working young men I have ever known, and it's an honor to get to have him on the show today. So, without further ado, coming to you live from California, I give to you Mr. Jaharibus, JB, Mr.
Oh,
Jonathan
no.
Brock. JB,
Stop
welcome to the
it.
show. Yeah, boy. Have to drop that Jaharibus.
Oh, you have to drop it to head, but appreciate the introduction, my sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
it.
I'm the hype man, man. Hey, look, congratulations on baby number 2. You had Rodney last Monday. It's been a week, so big congratulations to you. I'm Uncle Ced for the second time now, and just I'm
That's
happy for
right.
you, man. I'm proud of you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And so, right off the bat, I want to talk to you about COVID and this pandemic. When everything first started, you were in Georgia at the time. You didn't get to California yet, but how did everything really affect you?
I mean, honestly, it affected a lot because having a small child, when we were in Georgia, we didn't go out much. But on top of that, when we went to travel to California, we didn't choose to do commercial air because of how bad it was. So we had to drive all the way from Georgia to California, which was pretty rough.
Yeah, that was in April when you moved to California, or was it in May?
That was June.
June, got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy, honestly. Like everything was happening just so fast and everything was just getting shut down left and right. And at the time you just didn't think stuff would happen like that. It's like one minute you're
Right.
just living your life like you usually do, then the next minute, shutdowns are happening. You gotta wear a mask and it was crazy.
Yeah, it was definitely crazy. It was like we had even planned to link up when I was in Georgia. Like you guys were supposed to come down and I was supposed to come up, but it was like because of COVID, we weren't even able to.
Yeah, I know exactly. I don't even think I saw you like physically this entire year, and that's just insane.
I don't think so either. Yeah, that's not normal at all. Like even when I did move away, I always came back to visit if I was able to. But
Yeah, man.
now, I don't know when this thing's going to be over. Like it's really bad out here in Los Angeles, so we really don't go out much. Like all I do is go to work, and then if we need to grocery shop, that's it.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Do you still take Simone out, or do you guys just pretty much stay at home?
No, I'm pretty much the only one that goes out, and they stay in.
Got you. It's understandable. I mean, she's so young. I mean, she just turned a year old about 2 days ago. Happy belated birthday to my niece Simone.
Oh yeah,
But
I'm gonna let her know. I'm gonna let her know you
yeah,
said happy birthday.
but yeah, I mean, it's understandable though. You got to keep everybody safe.
Right? Yeah, definitely. That's the most important thing.
Right. During that time period, what were some of the things that kept you grounded, kept you from going mentally insane when you were pretty much trapped in the house?
Oh, definitely family. Of course. Simone, Arjane, and even Ronnie. So it was all of them. And then it's also like being able to reach out to you guys, contact y'all all the time, and just seeing how things were back home. Really kept me grounded. Helped out a lot.
Yeah, and it was pretty cool getting a chance to FaceTime with you guys all the time. That's the benefit and the bonus of technology is that we can still communicate and reach out to others. And so that was definitely a plus. It helped me from going insane at times, getting the chance to call you and Arjanea up and knowing you would reach out to me just instantly. So I thank you for that.
Oh yeah, no problem, man. Like I said, I'm always here, man. I mean, I may be not physically, but trust me, I'm always just a phone call away. So whatever you need,
Right.
however I can help.
Yep, exactly. And before we get into your childhood, growing up from your perspective here in Calvert County, I want to talk to you about tattoos. I know you're a big tattoo guy, big tattoo fan. I know you got a few on your body. So, what really gravitated you to get one?
I want to say it's like I always was interested ever since I was little. I was always interested in tattoos, but like once I was finally old enough and like losing my dad, like I always knew that I was going to be the first tattoo I got was a memorial. And then like after that, it was pretty much just like I got things that were symbolic to me or had like a meaning to me.
Yeah, exactly. The tattoo of your dad, that's the Simba one, right?
Right, it's the fishing hooks.
Yeah, that's so like that's what's up. Like I'm not gonna lie, tattoos do interest me. Like when I play 2K and Madden, all those type of games. Like my player always gets tattoos. Like I set their body up with all types of stuff. But me personally, I don't really know if I could get a tattoo like that. It's just the feeling of just knowing that something's gonna be on my body for life. And I'm not really a fan of needles like that. But I think it's cool that people step outside their comfort zone and do that type of thing, and they get tattoos for themselves.
Right. I mean, definitely, like, I would say, get something meaningful if you decide to, It's got to be, like you said, it's like for life. So that's got to be something that you definitely want. You don't want to change your mind one day
Yeah.
and be like, well, I don't want this tattoo anymore because that's not how they work. But I mean, as far as the pain goes, like, it doesn't really hurt, honestly. It just all depends on, like, your personal pain tolerance and then wherever you get it.
Yeah, exactly. Do you see yourself getting more in the future?
Yeah, I plan to get a tattoo for Simone and Rodney and also Janea. But now with everything going on, like with COVID, I don't really know when I'm actually going to be able to get it done.
Yeah, yeah. You got to get the sleeve joint, man. You got to get the whole arm tatted.
Oh, I don't know. That's like multiple sessions. I might, but no
Yeah.
guarantee. It all depends.
It looked
I
tough
don't know,
on you,
like,
though.
yeah, maybe. But after like I do the next ones I do, I don't know what'll be after that if I even decide to do anymore. Honestly.
Yeah, I feel you, man. But go ahead and shifting gears from that. I want to talk to you about your childhood. I know you and we were neighbors, so we pretty much came up together. But for the most part, I want to get growing up in Calvert County from your perspective. What was that like for you
Okay.
as a kid?
As a kid, like, you think the world is so big, and I was like, oh, Calvert County's so huge, I felt like, we rode our bikes everywhere, and I felt like we had to ride so far, just to go places. But, like, now, like, looking back and, like, even just being, like, a teen, I was like, wow, Calvert County's, like, really tiny, and, like, everybody knows everybody, so it's really not as big as I thought it was when I was a kid. It's pretty hilarious, how big your world actually, how big you think your world is when you're a kid, and then once you grow up, you're like, yeah, it's really not that
Oh,
big.
yeah. It's like literally like Bowens. Bowens is literally right there. You think it's like a 15, 25 minute drive, and literally it's like a 5 minute drive from where we're at, where we live at.
No, for real.
Exactly, man. But growing up was just such. It was the best. Like you and CJ would come over. I had the trampoline. We would always bounce on the trampoline after school. Always getting into mayhem every day after school. Like those were the days.
Oh my gosh, you remember when we broke the trampoline?
We broke that trampoline so many times, bro.
And then we tried to fix it, and then we also freaking, when AJ broke his arm on the obstacle course that we made, that was
Oh my
crazy.
gosh, that was crazy. We told him to stop, and he kept on running, and
Yeah, it
he
was
hopped.
raining. We told him to stop because it was raining, and the truck that we had to jump over got wet, so we were like, no, stop, and he didn't listen.
He hopped on top of the toy truck. The toy truck started driving on its own, and all that momentum, and his whole body just fell off, and his arm, I think, hit one of like the wooden logs or something, and his arm just
Yeah.
looked like an S. We were like, AJ, slow down. Where you going? He's sitting there screaming. His arm is hanging. It looks like an S. We're like, oh my goodness, we think he broke his arm.
Yeah, that was crazy, like, to see him run that fast, and then on top of that, like, his mom was freaking out, and then, like, he had to hurry up. I don't know if it was your dad or was it his dad that drove him to the hospital, but they took off.
It was my dad. He took off in that joint.
I was like, dang, this is crazy. Like, AJ really broke his arm. And then, like, 2 or 3 days later, like, I seen him again, and he had a cast on him. I was like, whoa, bro, like, you actually broke your arm. He was like, yeah, man. I was like, dang, that's so crazy.
It was terrible, bro. He couldn't even hop in the trampoline for like 2 to 3 months. Every time we would
Hey,
take.
he would get so mad when we got a trampoline. Come on, why you get in the trampoline without me?
I had the hose in the backyard. I ain't had a pool. I wasn't fancy or nothing. We had the hose, and so sometimes we would take the hose out, spray each other with it, and he would always have to get like a plastic bag and wrap it around his arm because he couldn't get the cast wet. We would always clown him
Right.
over that.
Yeah.
Hey, you remember that one time where we was wrestling in the trampoline and you speared me through the net and the net just completely broke off and you see AJ getting ready to dive out and you hop out the way and he just dives on top of me.
Yeah, I remember that. That was hilarious.
I took so much abuse in that trampoline. Well, we all did, really.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Those were the days, though. And I know you and CJ, y'all came up together, growing up in the house together. What was your relationship like? Because you guys are first cousins, but you're pretty much brothers, basically.
Well, I mean, yeah, for sure. That's how were raised, as brothers. Never really, you know, seen any different.
Yeah, are you guys
So,
still.
like,
Oh, no, go ahead.
now I'm saying, like, all the time people would ask, like, especially when we were younger, they'd be like, oh, is that your brother? We'd be like, no, it's just my first cousin, but we were raised that way and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. And y'all still keep in touch today? Do y'all still have that good symbolic relationship?
Pretty good, I'd say, but, everybody's busy, so.
Yeah, that's like it's weird adulting because you're in your own zone and you're in your own bubble. And it's like the people who are in your bubble, they're very important and they matter to you. Like with you, you have Aljanea, Rodney, Simone. Those are your bubble and your job. That's your bubble. And it's like everything outside of that is not on your mind because your mind is fixated on your family. And so, I don't know. It's always hard to kind of step outside that bubble and, maintain those relationships and bonds that you had in the past.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not always a negative thing, you know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes, like you said, it's just about getting older.
Yeah, and we're on our purpose, like we're doing things, but it's good that I'm able to hit you up or you're able to hit me up like once every week or so or every 2 or 3 weeks or so. It's like that's what keeps the bond, there. And like I said earlier with technology, right? That keeps us in touch.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
If this was like the 70s or the 80s, it'd be like 10 times worse.
Oh, it'd be so much harder.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And so, with the bond that you and CJ have, do you hope that that's something that Rodney and Simone will have? Not saying that one's a female, one's a male, but just that bondage of being there for each other, sticking with one another.
Oh, for sure. Like, I definitely want them to be close. I mean, they're already going to be close because, they're only a year apart, so they're really going to be, like, inseparable. But, yeah, I want them to have, like, a really good relationship and look out for each other.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And so, shifting gears from that, I want to talk about the relationship that you had with your father because you came up in the household with him. What were some of the morals and values, some of the lessons that he taught you as a kid?
Sure, I don't even know where to begin. So, I mean, I guess, like, a really big one was, like, of course, like, respect for sure. And, like, just making sure, I feel like my dad raised me to always be prepared for when he wasn't there. And I just didn't know that it would be so early in my life. But, like, he never sat here and once I got a certain age, did stuff for me. He always taught me how to do it. So, I'd be able to do it myself if I needed to. And, like, that's something that is still instilled in me, and I respect the fact that he taught me that because I'm able to do so many things, myself that are difficult because, he was like, always be prepared to do things by yourself because I may not always be here.
Yeah, he put you on to fixing cars and stuff too, which is an incredible skill to learn at such a young age
Right.
when you learned it. Because even now, at my age, I know nothing about cars, because I didn't really take the time to learn much about it. But that's such a skill that people need to have because
Right.
car issues come up like left and right. And so you got to know how to change the oil in your car so that way you're not paying hundreds of dollars taking it to a shop that may screw you over in the end.
Exactly. Oh, congratulations on the new car again.
Ah,
I already
thank you,
told you, but I had
man.
to tell you one more time. I really dig it. I like the pictures you sent.
Oh, you spoiled it on the podcast. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but you good though. You all right though. But thank you for that. Like, that was
Yeah.
an incredible feeling. I might as well touch on it now. My other car broke down, and so I prayed on it, I manifested it, and it came to fruition. And that was something that was way out of my price range. Like, I have no business driving a car as nice that I drive, but that was just God's blessing and Him rewarding me with that. And so it's incredible that, He felt that I was ready and mature to receive something like that. And now I can spread my testimony and help other people out and just help them stay positive and keep the faith.
Right, definitely. I mean, you definitely deserve it, man, for sure. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, thanks, man. Have you ever had moments in your life where, God promoted you to a new, step and He blessed you in certain ways?
I mean, I feel like everything has been a blessing, you know what I mean? Like, I started out doing landscaping, you know, and I mean, that was a job, so I wasn't complaining. But, you know, then I went from that to doing, I mean, I went into the military, you know, became a mechanic in the military, came back home, was still doing landscaping. And then when I moved to Georgia, I had switched to doing security. And then eventually it landed me here to where I'm at now, where I work. So, you know, I'm very blessed and I'm very thankful for, you know, where I've started and where I've came.
Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty, fascinating and neat how God just takes you from place to place and he just promotes you to different places. And then when he feels like you're ready to move on, he'll take you to that next step. Even if you don't think you're ready, it's like, he's handing it to you. And I think the one thing that always helps me is that, God can give this to somebody else. And so if he's offering me this, I might as well take it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so shifting gears from that.
And, you know, the blessing that he has for you, you know, he might not have for me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, your blessing is specific to you, and God made it for you for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you said that too, because I feel like so many times we look at other people's blessings and, we start to question the blessings that we have in our life. And it's just a matter of being able to take a step back and realize and say, hey, that's his blessing. My blessing is going to come in due time. I just have to remain faithful and stay diligent and keep doing what God is asking of me to do. And if I complete the task that he wants, then I'll get my blessing.
Exactly.
Yep, absolutely.
Couldn't have said it any better.
Yep. And so shifting gears from that, I want to talk to you about your school life, elementary school, middle school. We won't get into high school in a little bit, but, how do you remember your times growing up in the Calvert County public school system?
Oh, man, you know how it was in elementary school? Like, I always had anger issues, you know, that was something
Acting
I
a
battled
fool,
with.
man. Acting a fool.
Yeah, from the beginning, like, elementary school was rough, you know. And then middle school, you know, I was a little bit, you know, better in middle school. I was a little bit more mature, but at the same time, you know, 6th grade, 7th grade, you know, those years was fine. You know, towards the end of 7th grade, probably like middle 7th grade, when it's got hard for me because during the time my father was battling cancer, you know, so it was like a lot of stress. And then my 8th grade year, I lost him, so that had a lot to play in it. You know, he just wanted to see me graduate high school and stuff like that. So, you know, it was really tough. So all that played a factor in, you know, my attitude overall and everything when
Yeah.
it came to school.
Yeah, like at the time, I had like no idea the amount of grief and stress that you were going through. Now with me, losing my father, today is the 3 month anniversary at the time of this recording, and it is just, it's rough. And it's like sometimes when you're not going through grief and you look at someone going through it, you just don't understand because you've never faced that heartbreak and that pain before. But once you experience it, it's a whole different ball game. Like I don't wish this pain on anybody at all,
Right.
but it's just
No.
it's hard. And
It is.
as I've been able to reflect on it, I'm now able to see, your pain and the fact that you were able to keep going in those times when I know you were sad and angry and emotional from 8th grade just even to now. I commend you on that.